Hey, what's poppin', kings, men, women, ladies, and gentlemen? It is your boy Teen Otis, and I'm back out here with another video. Yes, I did just slap the crap out of this chair that I'm sitting in, and it hurt my finger like hell. So, yeah, that happened. But anyway, welcome back to another episode of Wrestling with Opinions. I'm gonna be doing Monday Night Raw review. In this video, I was initially just gonna do the Royal Rumble review today, but it's already Wednesday, and if I didn't do it by now, I'm just not gonna do it. But if you didn't know, Drew McIntyre did beat Bill Goldberg for the WWE Championship, made my night that much better. Roman Reigns did beat Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship. Sasha Banks did beat Carmella for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Asuka and Charlotte Flair lost to Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the Women's Tag Team titles, which, can you just break that team up, please? Like, can you just break up Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, because Nia Jax realistically shouldn't even be in WWE if she's already entering a buttload of superstars. And you want to send Keith Lee to the Performance Center. You want to send all these other superstars to the Performance Center to learn, to work on their training. But you don't send Nia Jax to work on her training. That is what confused me when I did that originally, but I kind of understand it now. Keith Lee was kind of like an unproven commodity, but he still hasn't been seen since Raw Legends Night. Use this talent, please. You have Keith Lee. He's a huge, dominant force. Use him. Just use him. Edge won the Men's Royal Rumble match, entering at number 1. Bianca Belair, my prediction to win the Women's Royal Rumble match, did win the Women's Royal Rumble matchup, which made my night that much better as well. So, yeah. That was the Royal Rumble. I just quickly went over it. I'm not going into full details about the matches and stuff, but to start off the show, on Monday, so 2 nights ago, we got Drew McIntyre walking out to the ring talking about how he beat Goldberg and how he was right about breaking Goldberg's current streak. Well, not current streak, his losing streak actually now, but that would be impressive if he goes 0-173. But, you know, it's not gonna happen. But I would just like it to, but it's not going to. But anyway, yeah. And then he was talking about how Edge and Bianca Belair won the Royal Rumble matches and gets to collectively main event WrestleMania against the champion of their choosing. Edge comes out and erupts him and says, and Drew McIntyre basically says, I never thought I would see the day to when you would come back to the WWE after you retired. You were always a mentor to me and all that. So yeah, basically Drew McIntyre was like kissing up to him and shit, and I was just like, don't book Drew McIntyre like that. Like, stop booking Drew McIntyre like that, please. He's not an ass kisser. He's an ass kicker, not an ass kisser. But yeah, so that kind of happened, and then Edge goes, you're right, I have been a mentor to you, so I gotta be brutally honest with you. What the hell is wrong with you? I could challenge you at WrestleMania for your WWE Championship, and you of all people should know, I just won the Royal Rumble match, so I am immediately a viable threat to your title, and you're over here kissing my ass? What the hell is wrong with you? You gotta get focused. This is the road to WrestleMania. This is nothing to joke about and give compliments to somebody about. I was just like, damn. Okay. And then we hear Sheamus come out. Oh, we hear Sheamus' theme song. He comes out and he's backing his friend Drew McIntyre, and the only reason why I did this when I said backing is I'll get into that later. But Edge basically said, look man, you will know when I make my choice for who I'm facing at WrestleMania. But just know, you have a big target on your back. Looked at Sheamus. Sheamus was obviously offended by this. He was trying to say, what are you implying? At this point, I was just like, are we gonna get Edge and Sheamus tonight on Raw? Because I kinda don't want to see that. Because while Edge just won the Royal Rumble, I would like to see him I would like to see him fight on Raw, but I wouldn't want to see him wrestle Edge. Damn, come on, Adrian, get your freaking head right. I wouldn't necessarily want to see him face Sheamus the night after the Royal Rumble. You know what I mean? And then Edge goes to looks to Drew McIntyre and says, just know, when I make my choice, you'll know. But just know, at WrestleMania, I am walking out as champion, and I would love to see this. And then, oh yeah, Christian also, he didn't return on this show, but he returned at the Rumble. So did Carlito, so did many other people. It was like basically one-offs except Carlito. So far, as far as I know, they were one-offs. But yeah, so basically, Sheamus goes, he may have respect for you, but while he was here defending, holding this company up during uncharted waters, you were at your house nursing the little triceps. I was just like, Sheamus, chill, boy. Hell, knock your stupid ass down with the spear and knock you out. 1, 2, 3. He would beat you, Sheamus. So just chill, stop it, forget about it. It's all good. Y'all will be good. Trust me, y'all be good. Y'all be good. Y'all will be good. And then Edge basically just walked out of the ring. I was just like, okay, nothing's gonna happen. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus are like joking around. Drew McIntyre turns around, holds up the WWE Championship, showing Edge that he is the champion. He turns back around towards Sheamus. Brogue kick. And then, after the fact, Charlie Caruso went up to him and asked, what just happened out there? You said you were never gonna turn your back on your best friend of over 20 years, and then you do. And then he basically said, for the past couple of months I've always been known as a Drew McIntyre friend. That ends now. I want the WWE Championship, so Drew McIntyre will be known as my friend. Drew McIntyre is no longer my friend. And then, yeah, I was just like, okay, one of Sheamus's best promos I've ever heard him say. One of Sheamus's promos I've ever heard from him, so yeah. Then we got the United States title match between Riddle and Bobby Lashley. Honestly, I'm not upset with the result of Bobby Lashley winning by disqualification. Riddle technically won, but Bobby Lashley is still the champion. Bobby Lashley went crazy after the match, trying to kill Riddle. At least as MVP calls it. It was actually pretty brilliant. It was actually brilliant because while I wanted Riddle to I kinda wanted Riddle to win, but not really. Yeah, also, I'm actually starting to get more excited about Raw though, because I want to see what happens between Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, and Edge. I want to see if Edge is gonna face Drew McIntyre or Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, because it's now obvious we're not getting the Goldberg versus Roman Reigns match at WrestleMania this year. I think it's actually gonna be Spear versus Spear, but with Edge instead of Goldberg. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyway, he kept putting him in the Hurt Lock. He refused to let go of the hold by the count of 5 after Riddle was tied up in the ropes. So then the referee rang the bell. Riddle was tapping out. Riddle tapped out like 0.2 of a second before the bell actually rang. So I was just like, does that mean they are counting this a submission victory or a disqualification? And then I actually looked, and it's by disqualification. So there you go. I got the clarification for you guys. If you guys were wondering what the hell the end of the match was, a submission victory or a disqualification victory for, what's his face? Oh, the little puff pass guy, Riddle. Yeah, so it was a disqualification victory for Riddle. Bobby Lashley is still the United States champion. Then he went crazy. He kept putting him in that Hurt Lock. I was just like, this is kind of cool. He kept putting him in that Hurt Lock over and over and over again. He even tossed him over the barricade. Then we saw, after the commercial break, we saw Riddle asking the medics what happened. I was just like, as if you don't know what happened. Really? You don't know what happened? Okay. So they kind of summed it up to Riddle. Riddle was all pissed. And then we got the Raw Tag Team Titles match between the Hurt Business and Lucha House Party, in which the Hurt Business won. Obviously, they're not gonna split them up yet, I don't think. At least if they want to continue this whole, oh, they're gonna split up thing, that I wouldn't break them up yet. You know what I mean? But I would start building towards it, and have the New Day knock them down off the cliff. And then that basically set them off. And then Lashley turns his back on MVP. Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander turn their back on MVP. Lashley turns his back on them. They turn their back on each other. Like, just ban the whole damn group. Push Cedric Alexander if you want, or push Shelton Benjamin if you want. Push Bobby Lashley if you want. You could technically push Bobby Lashley while he's still in the Hurt Business, but if you really want to go a different route, you could split them up. Then, no distractions for Lashley. Push him, make him WWE champion or something. That's a route you could go. But yeah, Shelton Benjamin basically did a quick tag while Cedric Alexander wasn't paying attention, and that's how they won the match. Cedric Alexander was kind of pissed off, and then MVP stepped in and said, same page, you guys won. That's all that matters. You guys are still the champs. Same page. You won. That's it. Call it a day. So then Cedric Alexander said, I guess you're right. I was just like, don't guess he's right. He is right. You guys won. That's what matters. You guys are still the champs. That's it. Just call it a day. You guys are still the champions, right? There you go. So then we got Jeff Hardy and Carlito versus Elias and Jackson Ryker. Jeff Hardy and Carlito won, which, okay. Jeff Hardy is one of my favorites of all time. I've addressed this on my channel before. Go back and watch it from last year. It's Survivor Series predictions of last year, so yeah. I haven't. Wow, I still have not made a predictions video for this year, and it's because I don't watch these shows live, guys. I watch them recorded so that way I can skip the commercials, and because I work now, I have other things going on in my personal life. I do YouTube videos about them, so I'm just like, I'll just watch them when I'm awake and alert. I'll watch them between classes during school. So yeah. So basically, yeah, I don't watch them live, so I can't make. I don't even watch the pay-per-views live, which is why I've never done a results and reviews video for the pay-per-views. But I might start doing that on Wrestling with Opinions, and I might start doing a whole predictions series. Might not. Don't know. Leave in the comments below if you want to see me do a predictions series and continue this series, because I know you guys love this series. Like, it's obvious. This is my highest viewed series on my channel ever. But I also need you guys to slap the like button, comment, watch the whole video, subscribe. I just need you guys to be more be more interactive, so that way YouTube recognizes, oh, people are interacting with his videos, let's start putting him on recommended, let's start doing this, and let's start doing that for him. So yeah, I need you guys to start doing that, please. It will really help me a lot, and I would appreciate it a lot. But yeah, I don't know why Jeff Hardy is being thrusted back into this rivalry with Elias after teaming with Riddle for a little bit against the Hurt Business. Okay, whatever. So yeah, and then we saw Alexa Bliss versus Nikki Cross. I really, in my personal opinion, I liked the transformation stuff. They could just like tone it down a little bit, but I like it, kinda. Just tone it down a bit and it's better. It will be a little bit better if you tone it down a bit. Don't do it every single match after probably like the same spot. I don't really pay attention to the spots. But yeah, just don't keep doing it like that all the time. It's just like maybe a pay-per-view now will change things up and make it fresh. And then we got this very, very fantastic promo by Randy Orton saying Edge will not be main eventing WrestleMania this year because I will do everything in my power to make sure he doesn't, and I will do that tonight. I might tear his other, or I might injure him again, put him on the sidelines, so that way the runner-up of the Royal Rumble, which, by the way, was Randy Orton, will finally main event WrestleMania. I was just like, okay. He goes, and then he went into what he said early 2020 about everything I did it out of love, but now I'm doing it out of revenge. I did it out of love for your family. I did it out of love for you. I wanted to have your kids grow up with a dad that's not in a wheelchair. I was just like, damn, dude, chill out with that. It's too personal. Look, you made it personal last year bringing up his family. Now you just made it personal this year. Chill with it. Chill with it. So then, then Edge later on in the show, after this Drew McIntyre interview where he was kind of emotional. A good acting from Drew McIntyre though. He was kind of emotional, saying, we spent Christmas together. We went to the diner for Christmas dinner because we had nobody else, and you're just gonna throw that all away for my championship? Well, if you want your match, Shamo, you got it. And then walked away. I was just like, I kind of feel bad for Drew. Like, it's supposed to be relatable, but at the same time, I kind of feel bad for him because I kind of knew this shit was gonna happen. I just didn't know it was gonna happen this quick, because now Edge is seeming like he's smarter than the rest of them. He's just like, I'm planning, and I'm planning, and I'm planning. I'm gonna assess my situation before I drop it on the champion of my choosing of who I'm gonna main event WrestleMania and win the title against. I really don't have a problem with Edge main eventing and winning, because it would be good storytelling. Coming back, Royal Rumble 2020, being taken out of action at Backlash, then being able to come back and win the Royal Rumble this year, main event WrestleMania, win the title he's never lost, is a complete fantastic freaking story. I promise you guys, it is a fantastic story. Like, if I would have booked this, I would be proud of it if it actually happens. So we're just gonna have to sit out and wait another 67 days until WrestleMania. Holy shit. 60? Actually, no, it's 66 days until WrestleMania. because there's 40 something days until my birthday, March 16th. Mark it on your calendars, because I'll be turning 16. Wow. But anyway, yeah, then Edge was basically saying, oh, by the way, we also got a segment with Bad Bunny on Miz TV bringing Damian Priest, and then it kind of stumbled into Damian Priest versus The Miz on Raw, in which Damian Priest won because The Miz is a jobber. While being Mr. Money in the Bank, he's obviously not going to cash in time. So, yeah. But anyway, back to this Edge promo, because I really liked it, and I just got done watching it again. So, Edge basically said, I should be hyped right now. But instead I'm looking back to the past on Randy Orton, because he cannot accept the fact that I was in the Royal Rumble match for 59 minutes. Went bell to bell. Randy had the chance to go bell to bell just like I did last night, but he had a knee injury. I was in there for 59 minutes. He was in there for 9. And then at the end of the match, I threw him out. Like garbage. Or I didn't say like garbage, I'm just adding that in. And then he goes, I need to put the final chapter to this right now, Randy. I need to. In order for me to move on to main event WrestleMania to win back the title that I never lost, I need to get past this now. So yeah, it was an awesome promo actually. He's gotten better on his promos since he retired in 2011. Can they stop calling him a Hall of Famer though, and just start calling him number one contender to the championship of his choosing? Because honestly, he is a Hall of Famer. That isn't a question about it. He is a Hall of Famer. He's a 2-time Royal Rumble winner, 11-time World Champion, Mr. Money in the Bank, Intercontinental Champion, 12-time Tag Team Champion, 1-time United States Champion. The man's done it all, but can you just stop calling him a Hall of Famer and start calling him the regular superstar again, please? So, yeah. By the way, I never went back to the Alexa Bliss match. She actually won by a innovative version of Sister Abigail. Like, she put her in the Sister Abigail position, wrapped her arm around her head, wrapped her arm around Nikki Cross's head, and then back. So I was just like, okay, whatever. And then I think it was Tom Phillips that made this call. He goes, Alexa Bliss just put her own twist on Sister Abigail. So I was just like, if they start calling this shit the Twisted Bliss, I'm going to be pissed. Try saying that 3 times fast. If they call this shit Twisted Bliss, I'm going to be pissed. Yeah, it's a tongue twister, ain't it? But anyway, then we saw Randy Orton versus Edge in the match of the night. Without a shadow of a doubt, it was the match of the night. And so basically, Alexa Bliss was sitting on the top turnbuckle. Randy Orton turned around, and she was sitting there, and stuff was coming out of her mouth. I was just like, what the hell is that? Why the hell would you do that? Exactly. So I was just like, what the hell is that? And then Edge hit Randy Orton with the spear, 1, 2, 3, match over. And so yeah, that was the match of the night. Edge picked up the win. It was more of a story match, which is what I like about wrestling, is if you can incorporate your stories into the matches. You got me intrigued. But yeah, also, I'm starting a podcast pretty soon. It's called The Logic Podcast. I'll probably leave the link to the channel in the description below. Please subscribe to that, show it some love. Probably gonna be posting the first episode of it whenever me and my co-host can, because I'm not the actual host, it's actually him. But we're co-hosting with each other. So I'm his co-host, he's my co-host. So we're basically the hosts of it. But yeah, it's basically just a podcast about whatever the hell we want to talk about. I looked up how to do a 2-person podcast on an iPhone because I don't have a microphone and he don't have a microphone, so I kind of just looked it up and it says that this is a podcast. So basically I'm already doing one without really knowing it. But yeah, Monday Night Raw, if I had to rate it on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd rate it at like a 6.5. It interested me more because it's the road to WrestleMania and because I wanted to see what was going to happen from the fallout of the Royal Rumble. So I basically just watched Raw and it was entertaining. You know, I have nothing bad to say about it, only good things. I really, really, really enjoyed it. So that should tell you a lot. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today, guys. Go subscribe to the Logic Podcast. I'll leave the link either in the comments or the description below. Try to get this video to 15 likes. Subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below if you want to see this series continue or if you want to see this series end and just me talk about and just me actually go more in depth about storylines rather than just talking about shows. So that's gonna do it for today, guys. It's been my pleasure. Remember, stay safe. I love you. It's been my pleasure. Kinolis out.